Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video here on my YouTube channel. Today, we are continuing our 5-year rebuild series here in CFB 26. Today, we are doing the Delaware Blue Hen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, of course, Delaware is one of the new teams added to the FBS, one of the newest teams added to the game, and today, we are here to do them. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I should make this a point of notice. Right now, if I find the picture, I'll put it on the screen right now. Delaware is actually running a contest where if you win a national championship with Delaware in CFB 26, there's like a whole VIP thing. They'll fly you out and whatnot. So if you want to enter that contest, you're more than welcome to. Just make sure you are 18 or older. If you're not 18 or older, you cannot join. Figured I'd let that be known. Anyway, today we're doing Delaware. If we win an Natty, of course, I will enter the contest. Right now, Delaware, there are a 67 overall, 69 offense, and a 66 defense. It's going to be tough, but let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is Delaware's roster. Our starting quarterback is Zach Marker. I have no clue who any of these players are, by the way. We do have E.J. Archild Jr., a dual threat quarterback. Problem is, his deal breaker is brand exposure, so hopefully we can keep him around. And how about Trey Lloyd, championship contender? Is his deal breaker. We have Jonathan Silver, the senior running back. He looks pretty good. We have Sade St. Fleur. I don't know why I did it like that, but yeah. Oliver Reed with 89 speed. I don't know any of these guys. No fullbacks. Receivers. We have Jake Thaw, Max Patterson, and Jarcarly Kelly. I don't know who else we have, but we do have two freshmen. We'll see how they develop. Tight end, we have Jake Brundell, and then we have two senior tight ends. We have a junior in Noah Bicko. How about left tackle? We have the junior Anwar O'Neal. We have Noah. We got to get our pro potential up because he might declare, or he might transfer, but he'll probably be redshirted here. Left guard, we have Joachim Roman, senior, 72 overall guard. Nothing really there. Senior, we have Steven Dombrowski, and we do have a freshman there. We have Anthony Cassisi. He puts that. Finton Brosey, senior right tackle. We do have a freshman in Jay Lugo. We'll see how he develops. Left end, we have Noah Matthews with Carson Shockley over there. Right end, we have Keon Wright, Jack Hall, and I don't know anybody here. Keyshawn Hunter and Dominic Brongna as our top 2D tackles. Sam, we have Blake Matthews. I don't know any of these guys. We have Mike, we have Gavin Mole, and I don't know anybody else. We do have Dylan Trainer, the will linebacker. We do have two freshmen. Problem is they are deal breakers, our championship contender and brand exposure. And then corner, we have Keontae Jenkins. We have the freshman in Kali Ali. He'll probably stay around. He has playing time as a deal breaker, but we have a championship contender for Nair Domi. At free safety, we have KTCA. I probably butchered his name, and Harrison Manning Jr. I don't know. Maybe we have to start Manning. He does got 90 speed over KTC, but I think KT has some abilities, so yeah. And then we have a freshman in AJ Graham and Nate Spank. Kingsley Royal is our starting strong safety, followed by Dylan and Pollard, and we have Alex Adebayo. Nate Reed's our kicker, followed by Skyler, the kicker, and punter, we have Josh and Brock. Yeah, this roster looks very bad, and we don't have a lot of depth, so we got to recruit, so let's do it. Chat, I am super ecstatic we got this guy that I dropped my controller, and I accidentally skipped it. But J.R. Hayden is committed. Glenn Mama, committed. Patrick Corker, committed. Sam Matutai, probably butchered it, but he's committed. Daniel Kenson, committed. Jamal Wicks, committed. George Ani Ingbo, committed. Greg Curl, committed. Stephen Wynn, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 Heisman Trophy winner is Jeremiah Smith, receiver from the Ohio State. He had 122 receptions, 1,685 yards, and 19 tutties. And ladies and gentlemen, in our first year here at Delaware, we're going to be going to the Independence Bowl, taking on the Kansas Jayhawks. And ladies and gentlemen, we do fall to Kansas 38-24, but hey, we're a new team. That was expected, but we're on the year two. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year one stats. Zach Marker, 242 for 466, 51% completion percentage, 2,947 yards, 20 tutties, 6 picks. Blake Brown got in for 2 games. He had 28 for 61, 45% completion percentage, 335, 3 tutties to 1 pick. How about the rushing? Silver, 170 for 888, 7 tutties. St. Fleur, for 80 for 291, 4 tutties. Zach Marker, 109 for 231, 1 tutty. Greg, 9 for 10 with a tutty. Brown, 6 for 10. And then Reed, 2 for 5. How about the receiving here? Jake Thaw, 81 for 918, 4 tutties. Max, 56 for 730, 8 tutties. Laboy, 49 for 647, 7 tutties. Brendel, 40 for 455, 2 tutties. Kelly, 14 for 295, 2 tutties. 18 for 97 for Silver. 6 for 90 for Elijah Sessons. Oliver Reed, 30 for 27. And St. Fleur, 3 for 23. How about the defense here? 80 tackles for Gavin. Kingsley with 79, 78 for Blake Matthews, 69 for Ali. Jenkins, 64, 59 for KT, 49 for Dylan, 42 for Hassan. And Dylan with 48 tackles for loss. Hunter with 11. Blake Matthews, 7, 5 for Trainer. Gavin with 3 along with Noah and Jack. 2 by Dylan, Nick, and Ethan. 1 by Kingsley, Ali, Jenkins, and Wright. Sacks, we had 6.5 by Hunter, 3.5 by Blake Matthews, 2 by Dylan, 1 by Noah Matthews, Jack Hall, Nick, also all at 1. Jenkins had a half sack. Interceptions, 2 by Royal, KT, Manning Jr., 1 by Gavin, and Ali. That is year 1 stats. We are on to year 2 officially now. And ladies and gentlemen, it was the Ohio State taking on the Michigan Wolverines in and out of Ohio State, of course, being the 10th state. They went through A&M and Clemson to Miami. Michigan was the 5 seed. They went for the Boise State, Arizona State, USC. And it was a heated rivalry with Michigan coming on top 38-10 over the Ohio State. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, players leaving. We have 4 persuasion chances, though. I do not like what I'm seeing who's leaving. All right, here we go. A.J. Graham, the freshman. He will not be coming back. Adebayo, another freshman. He is going to stay. Quarterback Braden, I don't really care if we lose him. Trey Lloyd, was he the freshman? I'm going to look at that real quick. Hezekiah Millender committed. Legend MD Jai, probably butchered it, but he's committed. Solomon Beebe committed. Nair Daniels committed. Quinton Obi committed. Devin Rice committed. Landon Ellis committed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 79th best class in the nation. It's not great, but it's also not bad. We did get some depth. Hopefully these guys can develop for us. So, now we are in year 2. Let's go. Denard Allen committed. Evan Abaya Mira, probably butchered it, but he's committed. Tremaine West committed. Jalen Priest committed. Austin Arenas committed. Mac Horner committed. Carl Neely committed. Tyler Smith committed. Barry Ivory committed. Tyrone Caliborn committed. Brett Kohler committed. Vernard Ruggins committed. Ben Cossey committed. Josh Backa committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2026 Heisman Trophy winner is Mike Matthews, receiver from the Tennessee Vols. He had 96 receptions, 1,611 yards, and 21 tutties. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're going to another bowl game. This time, the Boca Raton Bowl, taking on the Georgia State Panthers. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have won our first bowl game here at Delaware. We have won the Boca Raton Bowl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 2 stats. Hazla Khan, I'm probably going to butcher this guy's name, all rebuild. 263 for 454, 58% completion percentage, 2,921 yards, 21 tutties, and 5 picks. Rushing Rice, 174 for 786, 10 tutties. BB, 133 for 533, 5 tutties. Heads, whatever this guy's name is, 146 for 444, 2 tutties, and Wicks, 143. How about the receiving game? Ellis, 75 for 1,000 with 5 tutties. Kelly, 61 for 696, 5 tutties. Thomas, 46 for 554, 8 tutties. Jake, 36 for 434, 1 tutty. Donovan Lewis, 10 for 94 with a tutty. Rice, 15 for 90 with a tutty. BD, 9 for 39. George, 1 for 14. How about the defense? 88 tackles for Gavin. Kingsley with 68 along with Julius. KT, I hope Julius doesn't transfer. KT, 66, 60 for Ali. Dylan, 54, 46 for Cox Jr. Jason with 40 tackles lost, 8 by Glenn Mama, the freshman. 7 by Gavin and Noah Matthews, 6 by Scott and Sam. 4 by Julius, 2 by Royal Cox Jr. and Anthony Chensaw Jr. 1 by Ali. Nair, Derek, and Kaon. Right, sacks, we had 3.5 by Noah Matthews, 2.5 by Sam, 2 by Gavin, 1.5 by Glenn Mama, 1.5 also by Trey Scott, half sack by Julius and Nair. Interceptions, we had 3 by Royal, Cox Jr., and Ali, 2 by KT, Jason, 1 by Dylan, and Julius. That is year 2. We won a bowl game. Let's go. All righty, ladies and gentlemen, what an interesting national title. Arizona State and Georgia meet. How about this? Michigan beats Texas, and they beat Ohio State again. Arizona State beats Penn State, Notre Dame. They meet. Arizona State beats the defending champs. And then Georgia, they get there, and Arizona State put up a fight, but it wasn't a good enough fight as Georgia beats them 34-27. David Iglesias committed. David Travis committed. Darren Eakin committed. Jacoby Hobson committed. George McIntyre committed. David Ocon commits. Shane Spears committed. Conrad Dunlap committed. Dalton Duran committed. Philip Chick commits. Tyreke Honeycutt commits. Danny Cormora committed. Hunter Erb committed. Kevin Carvin committed. Nazir Addison committed. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we brought in the 55th best class in the nation. That is the best class in the CUSA. We got 34 commits. I'm loving how we have recruited here at Delaware. We're going to have to get some 4 and 5 stars this year in year 3, so let's do it. Bobby Fielder committed. Dante Thrash committed. Paul Coleman committed. Kinshawn Agnew committed. Jamal Marcock committed. Raphael Garvin committed. Kyle Swain committed. Amar Lawton committed. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in this 5-year rebuild, we will be going to the CUSA Championship, taking on the Kennesaw State Owls. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have won the CUSA here in year 3. Let's go. Antonio Wenderburn committed. JD Roach committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2027 Heisman Trophy winner is Christopher Visnia, quarterback of Clemson. He had 4,548 yards, 35 tutties, and a 74% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to the Kier Bowl, taking on the Ball State Cardinals. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Kier Bowl here in year 3. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 3 stats. George McIntyre got the start. He was 296 for 523, 56% completion percentage, 3,282 yards, 24 tutties, 6 picks. Rushing, Rice, 198 for 847, 8 tutties. Wicks, 94 for 459, 9 tutties. George McIntyre, 111 for 237, 3 tutties. Daniel, 56 for 197, 5 tutties, Receiving, Win, 69 for 761, 7 tutties. Calvin Thompson, 46 for 641, tutty. Nick Tyree, 54 for 585, 4 tutties. Jake, 44 for 419, 3 tutties. Ben, 22 for 305, 3 tutties. Matt, 12 for 165, 1 tutty. Devon Rice, 21 for 164. How about Daniel, 13 for 116, 2 tutties. George, 7 for 65 with a tutty. Wicks, 6 for 29 with a tutty. Evan, 1 for 19 with a tutty. Tyreek Honeycutt, 1 for 14. Defensively, 82 tackles for J.R. Hayden. David, 75, 73 for Domi. I'm not going to say that because I don't know how to pronounce it. 66 for him. Addison, 54, 53 for Nate. Greg, 52, 49 for Kingsley Royal. Dex lost 8 by Trey Scott. David, 7 along with Caden. Shane Spears with 6. Glenn Mama with 6. 5 for that guy. Sam with 5. 2 for JR. Nazir and Nidar. Probably butchered those guys' names. Greg Hurl and Brett Oso with 2. Carmen with 1. Royal and Nate with 1 Oso. Defensively, I don't know what happened there. Sacks, 2.5 for Trey Scott. David with 2, along with Caden and Shane and Glenn Mama. 1 by Brett, a half sack by that guy. Interception, 3 by Greg Curl, the freshman redshirt. 2 by David, J.R. Hayden, Domi, and 1 by Addison. I think year 4, maybe we can make the playoffs, but I do not know. Anyway, let's get to the next year, folks. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, no shenanigans this year as the 2 best teams meet for the national championship. Clemson and Auburn, with Auburn coming on top, 32-22. Doug McClung commits. Danny Berry committed. Xavier Sermons committed. Artie Braham, committed. Andre Lovett Jr., committed. Dion Boggs, committed. Brendan McQueen, committed. Joaquin Lugo, committed. James Flood, committed. Zeke McQueen, committed. Steven Montgomery, committed. Leon Parrish, committed. Courtney Weaver, committed. Wilnerson Telemacqui commits. I don't know. Corin Holiday, committed. Lee Hart commits. Ladies and gentlemen, we finish with the 37th best class in the nation. Once again, the best in the CUSA. We have one more year to recruit, so let's go. Glenn Edmond, committed. Malik Huggock, committed. Evan Marvin, committed. Julius Muma, committed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my internet sucks, so it cut it off, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, we're going to go to the CUSA Championship, taking on the UTEP Miners. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. Again, we have won the CUSA. Let's go. Matt Wyman, committed. Jerron Booker, committed. And ladies and gentlemen, your 2028 Heisman Trophy winner is Matthew Nunn, quarterback of Tennessee. He had 5,338 yards, 54 tutties, and a 74% completion percentage. And ladies and gentlemen, we're once again going to the Kier Bowl, taking on Ball State. And ladies and gentlemen, we have won the Kier Bowl here in year 4. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here are the year 4 stats. George McIntyre, 306 for 505, 60% completion percentage, 3,679 yards, 25 tutties, and 2 picks. How about the rushing? Rice, 12 for 202, 6 tutties. Ware, 14 for 79, 11 tutties. McIntyre, Ware had 79 for 368, 11 tutties. McIntyre, 113 for 288, 6 tutties. Daniel, 47 for 152 with 2 tutties. Receiving, McQueen, 74 for 1,063, 10 tutties. Casey, 83 for 993, 3 tutties. Allen, 48 for 646, 6 tutties. George, 47 for 408, 4 tutties. Matt, 21 for 308, 1 tutty. Rice, 16 for 114. Courtney Weir, 8 for 60 with a tutty. Daniel, 3 for 30. Honeycutt, 2 for 29. Conrad, 4 for 28. How about the defense here? 78 tackles for Spears. Please don't transfer. Leon Parrish, 75. 65 for Hayden. Ali, 57. 56 for Artie Lovett Jr. 54. 53 for Lugo. 50 for Greg Curl. Tackles lost 13 by Glenn Mama. Scott with 12. 8 by Lugo. Pepper, Julius with 7. 6 by Spears and Sam. 3 by David. 2 by Lawton, Brett, and Wilnerson. 1 by Parrish, Ollie, Hobson, Holiday, Corker, and Alex. Sacks we had 7 by Mama. Julius with 3.5, 3 by Spears. Wilnerson 1.5, 1 by Scott, Lugo, and David, and Brett, and Ja'Cory. Interceptions, we had 2 by Greg Curl and Ali. 1 by Spears, Lovett Jr., David, Mac, and Leon. Please, guys, don't transfer. Please don't transfer. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it was a rematch of the 2005 Rose Bowl with USC and Texas. Shockingly, the Heisman Trophy winner, they had to play in the first round. They upset number 1, but they do fall to the Texas Longhorns. But in the end, USC comes on top 31-20. Jason Abram committed. Frederick Greenlaw committed. Vidanu Iopati committed. Cassius Wilson committed. Cash Courtney committed. Kerry Willingham committed. Vince Van Dyke commits. Noah Hacker committed. Quinton Wiley committed. Jarek Rock committed. Kasim Willett committed. Tony Filicano committed. And ladies and gentlemen, we finished with the 38th best class in the nation. It's time to put the chips in. It's time to go all in. I'm telling you right now, I would be shocked if we don't win the CUSA this year. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the roster we have put together. George McIntyre up to a 91. Our running back, Courtney Ware, up to an 85. Other backs look good. No fullback. This receiving core, I'm a little worried about, but we have George McIntyre. Tight end, same thing. The O-line looks solid, but again, we have George McIntyre. He's a 90. Will Nurse up to an 82. I mean, our edge rushers look decent. Mama up there at an 84. You'll love to see that. Our linebacking core looks solid. I'm a little worried about the mic. Cornerbacks develop nicely. We have 5 of them in the high 80s. Free safety, Andre Lovett. And then J.R. Hayden is our strong. Kicker is a 78. Wow, did not expect that. Punter. Right now, our defense should carry us, but looking at this roster, this should be good enough to go undefeated in the CUSA. I'd be shocked if we lose, but that is the roster. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to come over now to the league settings, and we will now turn auto recruiting. I got to go through all this BS. Auto recruiting is now on. Let's get the simming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the CUSA Championship. We're taking on Kennesaw State, and we're ranked 20th, so as long as we can win, we're in the playoffs. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, for the third straight year, your Delaware Blue Hens are going to win the CUSA Championship. Now, let's hopefully make the playoff. And ladies and gentlemen, we have done it. We have made the college football playoff. And we will be taking on the USC Trojans. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in Los Angeles, California, Southern California, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be tough. We are on the road in USC. But you got to believe, when you're a school like Delaware, you got to believe that's what we have to do. We have to believe, and we have to want it more. Lincoln Riley leading out the USC Trojans here. And this song is going to piss me off again, isn't it, this year? Here we go! Delaware, USC. Let's do it. Here we are, first and goal at the 1. McIntyre to 25. He's in. Touchdown, Delaware. And we should now take a 7-0 lead over USC. Here we are, first and goal at the 8. Chance to go up 14. Here we go. Where is going nowhere? All right, second and goal now from the 10, McIntyre. Play action, dumps it off to number 86, and it's a loss of 2 again. It is now third and goal. McIntyre, another play action, and he's going to get sacked. We're going to have to kick the field goal. 4th and 1 up on our own 39, up 3, McIntyre. Over fucking throws it. 3rd and 5 at the 15. Here we go. We need a touchdown here. This guy gonna go in motion. Nice. Oh my god. 25! Whipped on his fucking block, you fucktard! 3rd and 10. McIntyre. Offensive line sucks. 3rd and 6. Here we go. McIntyre. Got him. Got him. Got him. First down and 10. Here we go. 1st and 10 here. McIntyre. He's got him over the middle! Let's go! First down! All right, 1st and 10. We got shoe clock on. McIntyre. 86 again. I'll take that. 2nd and 7. McIntyre, he hits him this time! Out of bounds, 1st and goal. Take shoe clock off. Here we go. McIntyre. He hits it off! Touchdown, no! Here we go. 2nd and goal, excuse me, from the 1. I get a little happy. McIntyre, he's in! Touchdown, Blue Hens! Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, we have done it! We beat the Trojans, and we are now on to the quarterfinals. Let's go! Oh, Fiesta Bowl taking on the Miami Hurricanes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. I don't think Mario Cristobal is in the game. We are taking on Miami. They are a much better team, just like USC, but again, we have to believe, and we're going to have to want it more. So let's go and take down the Canes and get to the semis. 4th and inches, we're going for it. Here we go, number 10, in motion. Gets out wide! He's got it! First down. I think there's a bug in the game. I don't know why that end zone's all red. But here we go. 25 is going to get stuff. 2nd and goal. Here we go. Get in there, 24. He runs right into the fucking O-line. Here we go. He's in! 25! Touchdown! Delaware! 7-0. Good guys. 3rd and 3. We need points before the half. We're down 6. McIntyre. I think that's an offside, I swear. That is offside. That's offsides, right? Yes! First down, automatic. First and 10 now at the 43. McIntyre, play action. Dumps it off to number 86. We got to go no huddle. We got to get points. I don't care if it's a field goal or a touchdown. We got to get points. Here we go. Second and 4. McIntyre. Throw. No way. I'm out of the tackle box. I'm out of the. I got worried. Chat and the Valor Wi-Fi's lying. Third down and 4. McIntyre. 25. They just guard the flat now. 4th and 2. We're going to go for it. Here we go. He's wide open this time in the flat. Number 25, Montgomery. Touchdown, Delaware. We're down 19-14, but 3rd and 9. Oh my God, he dropped it. He fucking dropped it. 3rd and 11, down 22-14, 8-point game. McIntyre. O-line cannot fucking block. 4th and 11, we're going for it. Here we go. McIntyre. It's picked. It's fucking picked. Way to go, defense. 2nd and 14 here. There we go. I'll take that. It's 3rd and 7. Here we go. He dropped it! 4th and 7, here we go. First down! Yes! I don't know why we're celebrating. We need a 2-point still. 1st and 10. Oh my God, we got hit as we threw it. 2nd and 10. Underneath. We're going to take it. He only gets 2 yards. 3rd and 8. Tyler finds him! All right, 1st and goal. I don't know why we're chewing clock, but... Fuck! 2nd and goal, McIntyre. Go! No huddle. 3rd and goal, here we go. McIntyre. He gets a lane. All right, we got to go for 2. Here we go, 2-point. 10 in motion. I knew it! I should have called. I fell on my seat because I should have called timeout. Here we go, onside kick from the floor. And they get it with fucking ease. Fuck this bullshit! And here we go, Miami's gonna take the knee. And we're gonna fucking fall to these pussies. I am never running jet touch pass on an offline or an online, or I am never running a jet touch pass against the CPU ever again. That's the final time. I mean, our guys are not blocking where they're supposed to block, and we're not, we don't have the speed. I told you from the start of the year 5, our receivers are dog shit. But yeah, it is what it is. Our defense kind of let us down there, but it is what it is. But if you guys have enjoyed, hit like, hit subscribe. When you guys hit like, subscribe, you guys motivate me to keep doing it. Another heartbreaking ending. We lose in the quarterfinals this time. But it is what it is. I'm still trying to figure out recruiting and stuff. But it is what it is. With that being said, have a great day. Have a great night, depending on when you're watching this video. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. I'm out.